Greetings YouTube, LMS Tactical here. Sunday, I hope you guys are doing good. I just realized that I still have a video that I haven't uploaded yet from 2 days ago. That's not the worst of it. I actually have another one that I think I videotaped on Thanksgiving or just after Thanksgiving. But so today I wanted to talk about, I got a message from somebody, a friend of mine, and she wanted to know whether she should, hey, because of this whole, the Muslims are being Muslims and fucking killing everybody. A lot of people that have dabbled with the idea of carrying a weapon now are suddenly understandably interested in making that happen. I mean, there's at least 2 or 3 police chiefs in this country that have surprisingly asked their citizens, if you can carry a gun, carry one. It makes perfect sense to me. That's what I would advise, as long as other considerations were given, and I've gone over these in other videos, like your level of training, level of comfort with the weapon, blah blah blah. So anyways, this friend of mine asked me, and I'm paraphrasing, but it was something like, hey Mike, do you recommend that I get, or that I carry a Glock 9mm, I think it was, or a Ruger 9mm? It wasn't a Ruger, it was a Luger. Yeah, a Glock or a Luger 9mm. And I gave her the answer that I give everybody, and I'm going to give it to you guys just in case, because there's a lot of folks, like I said, that, and some may be new to the channel, or some may just be swinging by because they the name of the video caught their attention. This video is going to be for anybody that's considering carrying a weapon and they're trying to figure out which is the best. So naturally, people that are not weapons people, meaning that they don't live and eat and breathe weapons, which is not required to carry a weapon, but oftentimes they'll be like, I just realized I left my wallet at home. Fuck, man. You see, even the best of us, I'm sitting here armed to the teeth, driving around without a fucking weapon, or without a driver's license and my concealed carry. And of course, this will be the time that I get stopped and all shit. Probably going to the fucking joint for 10 years. Anyways, thank God I'm not black. I don't have to worry about getting shot by the cops. Just kidding. But yeah, that's such a joke. Cops out hunting black people. Give me a break. Yeah, so the deal is this, man. Here's the answer. If you're considering carrying a weapon and you go to your brother-in-law who's a gun guy, he's got 50 guns and reloads, and he was a ex-Marine or Green Beret, he may say, hey man, stay away from the Glocks, they're plastic pieces of shit, they don't have any safeties on them, that are visible, and they're just junk. You want to go with something metal, heavy metal, you want to go with the Beretta. Everybody's got their opinion, and it's just like the old thing. I mean, you see it on the internet all the time. If you visit any of the gun channels, I mean, people are like, oh, the Glocks are so ugly, and they're plastic, and I wouldn't carry a Glock if my life depended on it. And then you got the Glock people that swear by Glocks, and they're, oh my God, I wouldn't carry anything else, and blah blah blah. It's got to be a Sig Sauer or whatever the fuck. You need to, if you're considering carrying a weapon, you need to, first of all, not ask that question. I mean, it's okay to ask questions about specific weapons. What are the pros and cons of a model, make and model? And we could talk all day long about that on the different weapons. But as far as what weapon you should carry, that is completely based on particulars that have to do with you. And what I mean by that is, now I'm talking about new shooters here. Let's say that I took you out and you've never fired a gun before, and I hand you my Glock 23, which is what I carry, and that's a 40 caliber. And I said, okay, I went through all the bullshit with you, and stance, drawing of the weapon, trigger control, front sight, and I had you put a few rounds downrange. You may hate the way that thing feels. It may be too big for your hand because you got small hands. It may be too small for your big hands. You may not like the recoil. You may not like the way the sight picture is. There's a million things that could throw you off. If you're not comfortable with it, chances are you're probably not going to be shooting really well. Tight shot groups. And for those that don't shoot, that's the area on the target where the bullets land. You know, the closer together they are, the more consistent of a shooter you are, the better off that you're, more likely you're going to be to hit what you shoot at. So then I would, go through my bag of weapons, and I might hand you, after the Glock, I might hand you a Beretta, 9mm, let's say, and that's got a little bit less recoil, and maybe that fits your hand better, and maybe you're, just for whatever reason, man, it just resonates with you and your body, and you're hitting, tight shot groups, man, close to the center, if not center mass. And then I switch that up, and I go to, a Kimber, or I go to a 1911 45. Maybe you're all over the target with those because of the recoil or whatever. So in that scenario, I would say that the best one for you would be the Beretta 9mm, because that's what you're good with, and if you're comfortable with it. So the short answer is, the best weapon for you is the one that you're comfortable with and that you are accurate with. You can have the most expensive weapon known to man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you can, there's no end to the amount of money you can spend on weapons. And you can get the most high dollar, awesome weapon. And if you can't hit a fucking barn door with it, it's just going to be a neat looking weapon laying in your blood. That's all it's going to be. So what I tell people to do is you find a range near you, and most of these ranges, especially these indoor ranges, and the indoor ranges typically go out to, maybe 25 yards, 50 yards, whatever. You don't need to go much further than that. You're not going to be sniping with your fucking handgun. So you go to one of these ranges that rents guns, and you explain, hey, I'm trying to figure out which gun is the one for me. So you start off with, personally, and this is just my own preference based on a lot of things, my experience and things I've seen and read and heard and my whole life experience personally, I wouldn't feel comfortable with any caliber that doesn't have a 4 in it, because I just don't think that, the 9mm is a popular round, but, I have personally seen the 9mm strike people multiple times, and they just keep doing what they're doing. You get into the 40 cal, 45 calibers, and it's a different reaction. It's a bigger chunk of lead, it's slower moving, and it's just devastating. That's my own preference. There's a compromise for the most part. There are many guns that carry more ammunition if you shoot the 9mm, because it's a smaller bullet and carry more ammo. So the difference is, are you gonna feel comfortable with a Beretta 9mm and have 16 rounds, 15 in the mag, 1 in the chamber, and then let's say you got a Glock 20 or a Glock 23, which now you got 13 rounds. That's personal preference, but I would literally say, hey, let me try a Glock. Regardless of what people say about it, you've been told they're pieces of shit. I could tell you 1,000 reasons why I love the Glock, and I wasn't always that way. It wasn't until I carried one that I fell in love with it. But, I'm not 100% attached to any brand. I just, I like all of them have their attributes, and all of them have their downside too. So you maybe shoot 50 to 100 rounds through a 9mm Beretta or a Luger. And then you switch over to the Glock. The Glock 19 it's a short, compact 9mm, and you shoot 50 to 100 rounds through that, and so on and so forth, until you find the one that you're hitting consistently with. You feel comfortable with it, you feel safe with it, and then of course you don't carry any weapon until you've had ample training by a certified firearms instructor, hopefully somebody that's NRA certified at a minimum. The NRA has a great certification program. I endorse them. I am one. I'm also federally certified for law enforcement firearms training through FLETC. Whatever, that's great. I look cool. But you really don't need more than the NRA offers you basic courses and then advanced courses, and then there's no end to it. You can keep on spending money, and the more training, the better. And then once you have that weapon, you need to understand that carrying it, when you carry a weapon, it's not a comfortable thing. I mean, I got one right now that's buried in between my third love handle, and it's pushing on my kidney. But I'm used to it because that's how I roll every day. So to me, it'd be like, you see, I forgot my wallet, but I didn't forget my weapon, because I just whenever I leave bam, my weapon's on me. So my excuse is we were out getting a Christmas tree and I paid for that, and then I took my wallet out, and then whatever. But yeah, so you want to make sure that you get some time behind the trigger on multiple weapons, so that you have some experiences to draw from. Don't let other people tell you what weapon you should carry, because that may be their weapon. But my arms are longer than most people's. My hands are big, but they're not huge for a guy my size. I got ballerina hands compared to most guys that are my size. Ballerina hands. That's cute. But yeah, speaking of hands, holy shit, man! Tomorrow I got to go get this thing checked. Maybe the rest of the stitches out. Just look at that, man. That is painful. Take a look. I was having some healing problems from my surgery. Where's the lens? Look at that. Just take a good look at that. I'm not going to win any. One of my friends told me, he said, well, the bad news is you're not going to win the 2015 Sexy Man Hands award this year. Damn it. I was really looking forward to that. I got the space for the trophy all dusted off. Anyways, yeah, so I hope that made sense. I hem and haw a lot when I'm making some of these videos, because why am I making excuses of you? It's because that's the way I am. You don't like it? Tough. Switch channels. Yeah, why am I being so negative? I'm in a shitty mood, okay? I'm just gonna come right out and say it. And there's absolutely no reason. Have you ever done that? You ever just suddenly got into a shitty mood? You're not 100% sure why it is. I mean, I have virtually nothing to be upset about. I got the best dog in the world. Hello, my name's Charlie. I got an awesome wife. Well, I don't know. Maybe I'm fat. Maybe that's what's doing it. I'm still on the diet, but I'm on the MedFast diet. But what happened is, they send you a case of your diet food. I ate the whole fucking case before the next one arrived. I mean, I ate the actual case, the cardboard. So I'm out of diet food, so that's got me. Maybe that's why I'm cranky, huh? Yeah. Fucking MedFast, man. You guys did it to me. Anyways, I'm rambling. It's like whenever I talk to you, I miss you guys, man. And it's like I just don't want to hang up. You know what I'm saying? Gino, I know what you're thinking. And you know who you are. You're thinking to yourself, where do I get a shirt like that? Come on, that is awesome. That's like making fun of the Starbucks anti-gun cocksuckers. Anyways, hey, for all my overseas friends, I've been getting some messages from people overseas, and I've got a couple that, and next door up in Canada. I've got some from the UK. I'm not trying to come off as a guy that's got fans all over the world, but there's a couple people following the channel that are not from this country, and I really first of all, I love the fact that they're interested in what some fat dude with a dog in America has to say. That's cool. I love this technology that I can just sit in this truck and ramble on to you guys. I feel like I'm talking to you directly, and then somewhere on the other side of the planet, some guy's gonna actually take his time or her time and hit play and watch this guy rambling. I don't know why I find that so cool, but I really do. It's like an extended family, and quite frankly, I'd like a hug. Come on, bring it in. Bring it in. Come to daddy. It's okay. Charlie, don't get jealous. Anyways, that's it, man. It's Sunday. By the time I load this up, it'll probably be Thursday. Just kidding. I'll get it up tonight, so to speak. Nasty. All right, man, that's it. LMS Tactical. I got nothing else for you.